In a moment, we will meet the competitors in the 1991 Gatorade Slam Dunk Competition.
How about a little one-on-one?
I'm ready.
Now, on this first time ever Wheaties Game Box, you can shoot hoops with Michael Jordan.
Nice shot.
But you better get into the action before the game box is over.
Yes!
Okay, 2 out of 3.
Yo, Mars Blackman, here with the lattice lamp.
I am the genie on the lamp. I'm granting you just one wish.
What should I wish for? Do you know?
$1 million?
Nah, tax problem.
A new car?
Can't drive. I got it.
A wop-bam-a-loo-mop-a-lot-bam, boom!
Look, Mom, I can fly. I like that, Genie.
I am the greatest.
Listen to this. I make long-distance calls from payphones all the time. If I don't hear AT&T, I hang up. I dial 10-ATT-0, then I hear bong, AT&T, and I know who I'm dealing with.
When you make a long-distance call and you don't hear AT&T after the... Hang up, dial 10-ATT-0, then the area code and number. You get the AT&T service you want and prices you expect.
You just gotta listen.
AT&T. NBA Hoops cards. These cards have my full support.
Great source of basketball information.
Action photos, career stats, height, weight.
Irvin Magic Jackson. He's famous.
Where they were born.
Collect them all.
NBA Hoops cards. Great pictures. Cool stats.
No gum. No gum. No gum.
As a group, I would say they probably have some of the best teeth I've ever seen. You can spit now.
You're looking at the slam dunk competitors warming up here prior to the 1991 Gatorade Slam Dunk Competition. 1990 was exciting. We had a lot of good performances. Kenny Smith surprised everybody, but the man who really came down to it is the defending champion, Dominique Wilkins. Let's recap 1990.
We didn't know what to make of it. But we figured it out. Because we leave out the carbonation, some people find Gatorade a lot easier to swallow than the idea of a sport drink from the makers of Mountain Dew.
On Cablevision. To the highlight of the evening, the slam dunk competition in just a moment from Charlotte, North Carolina. One of the innovations this year, I think, is an incredibly good panel of judges, meaning that these guys really know what they're looking at. And if anybody, as you can see, it's going to be tough. And there is the defending champion, who's beat up a little bit from the NBA season, is not competing in the slam dunk competition, but he is certainly an interested bystander. Now let's meet the competitors, and here is Steve Martin.
Y'all ready for the jam? Yo, G, kick it.
And now, here are the contestants for the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship. From the Utah Jazz, this 6'4" forward became one of the top rookies in the league last season, following a stellar career at East Carolina University, making his first Gatorade Slam Dunk appearance, Blue Edwards. Making his first appearance at the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship, this 6'1" rookie guard has helped revitalize the Boston Celtics running game with his quickness and outstanding leaping ability. D. Brown. The youngest player in the NBA, this 21-year-old forward has gained a big following around the league with his wide variety of powerful dunks, making his second Gatorade Slam Dunk appearance from the Seattle Supersonics, Sean Kemp. From the Houston Rockets, this 6'3" guard finished second to Dominique Wilkins last year at his Slam Dunk Championship debut. The University of North Carolina's all-time leader in assists, Kenny Smith. Making his second Gatorade Slam Dunk appearance, one of the most versatile and creative young dunkers in the league, representing the Orlando Magic, Otis Smith. From the Indiana Pacers, he's quickly establishing himself as one of the most promising young inside players in the NBA. He's a native of Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Kenny Williams. Making his Gatorade Slam Dunk debut, he captured the Slam Dunk championship at the NCAA Final Four in Denver last year. And now is one of the league's most promising rookies from the Charlotte Hornets, Kendall Gill. Also from the Hornets, making his second Gatorade Slam Dunk appearance, the Hornets' high-scoring backcourt man is one of the most exciting offensive players in the league, Rex Chapman. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1991 Gatorade Slam Dunk contestants.
There are our competitors, and now here's the order in which they will compete. This was decided by a draw earlier. Kenny Smith will go first, and going early sometimes can be difficult because the judges aren't warmed up in how many points they may give. So being the first guy could be a little bit of a problem for Kenny Smith, and the last of the first group in the first order will be Kendall Gill. And here are the rules for the Slam Dunk Championship. 2 dunks in the first round, 3 dunks in the finals, and the competitors may replace 1 dunk per round. And I might mention, in the finals, they get 3 dunks, the 2 highest of which will count for their final score. Maximum score, 50 points a dunk. These judges award 10 points per judge. There are 5 judges on a 1/10 of a point basis, 2.5, 8.9, etc. And the top 4 advance to the semifinals, and then the top 2. The prize money, $20,000 for first place, and down to pocket change in 5th through 8th for these rich NBA players. And here's Craig Sager.
Well, thank you very much. With me, 2-time Slam Dunk champion, Dominique Wilkins. Dominique, before the competition starts, who do you like?
Oh, man, it's tough. Right now, I think Shawn Kemp, by being with him this summer, he's going to be tough to beat. Of course, Kenny Smith is runner-up for last year, so he's going to be, a favorite here. But you have some crowd favorites here, which is Kendall Gill and Rex. I gave Rex a couple of my dunks, so I don't know if he can perfect them, but we'll see what happens.
Why aren't you in the contest?
Well, a couple of reasons. First is that I'm giving the young guys a chance to get the title, and 2 is I got to hurt Achilles tendon. I got tendonitis, so that's the main reason why I'm not.
Well, enjoy the competition.
Craig Sager, and fellas, we mentioned this. You look at Kenny Smith here, is going to go first. We mentioned the fact that the rising stars in the NBA, it's good for a league to have new stars. Obviously, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and Dominique have been stars, but the David Robinsons and the young guys, the D. Browns and the Kendall Gills, have got to make their way into this league in terms of being stars. Here's Kenny Smith with his first of 2 dunks in the first round.
I think he's going to bounce between his legs off the glass and dunk it.
Behind his head. A runner-up last year. Not bad for an opener.
Now, if you look at this competition, you have a lot of small players. You only have really one legitimate big guy, that's Shawn Kemp. And you know what I think that leads to? A lot of bounce dunks, a lot of passes off the backboard, a lot of creative things as we see Kenny Smith here. So I think you're going to see a lot of tricks tonight, UB, not just the power, but you see here's the between the legs, off the glass, 180 over the head. So Kenny Smith off to a good start.
Now that's an original. You have the creativity there. But like we said early, you do not want to be penalized with a low score early. Let's hope that, the judges appreciate what he just accomplished.
Kenny Smith waiting for his score. The crowd waiting. 48.5 is his score. They haven't told the crowd that yet, but that's an outstanding score, particularly early in the first round, because judges often slow to warm up. Crowd still has not been informed here. They will cheer loudly when they hear.
Now, last year, in the semifinals when he did that, they gave him a 49-8, so the scoring is not that far off. How about that for that same move?
That's exactly right. And, he made that look so easy. It was hard for the crowd to even get into it. I mean, they make these dunks look so easy. That is a spectacular dunk. These guys are so good, UB. It just looks like, well, it's just another simple dunk.
Here is Blue Edwards. A couple of dribbles and a behind-the-head jam, which doesn't impress as much as Kenny says.
That'll be about a 44 or 45.
May I point out, by the way, when we say, or when I say, and I'm sure I speak to you fellows here, not that impressive. We're talking relative.
Well, he's going to bring it down and then up and over. Like we say, sometimes the fans do not appreciate finesse. They want the thunder and the power of the grab and the slam through.
That was the uniqueness of Michael Jordan and Dominique. They had the finesse, but they also finished it with such power and grace. And they did things off the dribble. And I think that what we've talked about before, you're going to see a lot of things off the dribble, passes, guys bouncing the ball off the ground and doing a lot of different things rather than just the skywalking.
40.1 is the score for Blue Edwards. So not as much as you want. Remember, there are 2 dunks here in the first round for each competitors, and they may replace one of the dunks if they choose to do that. Next up, Otis Smith finished 4th in 1988 from Orlando. Very creative guard. He got a kind of a mild ooh from the crowds. The judge is now collecting the scores. And Rex Chapman will be up next.
Well, see, you know, he turned the body. He brought it with his left hand. He's a right-handed guy. You know, for him, he's saying, look, I'm giving you a whirlwind, not a major extension where he's up over the rim, but for a guy at 6'5", you know, that was impressive.
Well, again, you know, these guys are so good at what they do. It looks effortlessly, and it's hard to get these fans excited unless you run length of the floor and jump from the three-point line now and do something.
41.2 is the score, placing Otis Smith currently in 2nd place after 3 competitors. Kenny Smith with a 48.5 to open. And here's the hometown favorite out of the University of Kentucky, Rex Chapman.
Now, Rex Chapman won his first dunk contest at the McDonald's All-American Prep Classic when he was in high school, so he's been a champion before. Now there's timing, there's power, there's finesse, you've got all the creativity, so you've got all factors covered, plus you've got the hometown crowd.
Now you'll see when he makes the catch that he's way up over the top of the rim and he puts it through very easily. Right there.
See, the thing here is the toss. Once you get the toss, then you get your timing, get your steps together, and Rex Chapman is a 1-foot jumper. He takes the 1-foot stride and jumps off the 1 foot. Dominique Wilkins was a 2-foot leaper, and I think it made his dunks look more powerful.
So Rex Chapman waiting for his score. The defending champion, Dominique Wilkins, looks on to see a 45.5. Rex Chapman in 2nd place behind Kenny Smith, and these local hometown fans in Charlotte don't like the score. They wanted more.
Now we got Shawn Kemp coming. This will be interesting to see what he's going to come out of here with.
The top 4 will advance. There are 8 competitors.
He said that he only has 15 dunks. That's all.
He must figure he's going to get into the finals, and he's going to need them all.
He won the Jones Cup World Championship dunk in China last year. Now, you guys may have missed that, but everybody except folks in China missed it. So Shawn Kemp is about to dunk next up. And Shawn Kemp, by the way, says he has some new stuff this year.
He's real loosey-goosey. You see him, he's real disjointed. This guy is going to go in all different directions before he dunks his basketball.
A powerful body. 6'10", 240.
Had a little trouble with the catch, but then a very powerful slam.
He's the favorite. So.
Magic, your opinion on that one. Magic Johnson.
Boy. Well, he got about 40 cheerleaders over here. All the NBA players are cheering for him over here by me. Like you said earlier, they like power, and he just gave him power, but also he jumps so high and does it so easily. You got to watch out for him. All these guys are making so much noise over here. He is their favorite. They want him to win.
Hey, Magic, what was touching his chest and his number on the rim, was that part of the dunk?
And he's in 2nd place, 47.6, Shawn Kemp. So it's Kenny Smith, Shawn Kemp, and Rex Chapman, 1, 2, 3 right now. We have remaining Kenny Williams, Dee Brown, and Kendall Gill. Kenny Williams, a North Carolina native from Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Well, this is Michael Jordan's favorite to win it. He said, look out for Kenny Williams, so we'll have to keep our eye on him.
This is raw, explosive talent. He's 1 year, junior college player. That's all he had before he came into the league. Signed at University of North Carolina. Prop 48, never played. I ended up in junior college, and everyone says explosive jumper.
Oh, the windmill. It's a power dunk, but following Sean Kemp.
A little surprising. That was pretty mellow for Kenny Williams. He must be feeling a little jittery and wanted to make sure he got one under his belt.
Play it safe.
Right.
One out on the first one. That's right. Now watch where he brings this one from. Good extension. That's not bad.
You know, these fans really can't appreciate these dunks until you see them in slow motion because you don't know where that ball's going. I mean, that ball's going all over his body, down to his ankles, up around. He hook dunks it. It's so quick that all you see is to release it into the basket.
Speaking of power dunking, how about the mailman, Carl Malone, talking to Joe Dumars on the far left, Flip Livingston in the lower left there, Carl Malone in the center. 42.3 is the score for Kenny Williams.
So you have to be really careful not to get too conservative, though, because you get yourself, then you need an astronomical number to get yourself into the next round on your second dunk. So
Two dunks.
That's right, so you have to be real careful.
Here's Dee Brown.
I remember Dee Brown, long arms, very, very big hands.
I think he's going to come out with some stuff. I hope that he goes on in the competition. Maybe I'm rooting for him because I think he's got some spectacular dunks to show us tonight if he's here long enough.
Slam dunk champion at the Orlando Classic coming out of college in Jacksonville.
Well, he said he perfected all of his dunks on an 8-foot basket.
Oh, he's pumping his shoes up.
Oh, there you go.
There's, first of all, he's got the favorite right there. He's pumping up his shoes.
That's worth about $1 million to him right there. Another high toss and lob and reverse jam.
Yes, come on now. Come on.
They love it. This kid's 6'1" now. That was spectacular.
Yes, it was. Listen, Dominic.
Now he's letting the air out.
There you go. Right. All the NBA guys on that front row over there, they're up there with 10. Dominic Wilkins really appreciated that one.
Well, hey, here's showmanship right here. I mean, you've got to give him some points. But you got to laugh out of Maurice Lucas there.
Appreciate how high up he gets on this catch.
His head almost hit the rim.
And the double clutch on the pump while he's
nice.
Look how high the toss.
Yeah. Magic Johnson, the feeling over there.
Well, hey, all these guys went crazy for that dunk just then. And like you said, Dominique loved it. And I love when he pumped himself up. That was the greatest. So he might have scored some points just on pumping himself up.
48.2. That puts Brown in second place. It's Smith with 48.5, Brown 48.2, Kemp 47.6, Chapman 45.5. So our final competitor, Kendall Gill, has got to exceed 45.5 to bump Chapman and move in to the semifinals. And remember, there are 2 dunks each. So we'll add up 48.5, 48.2, 47.6, 45.5, unless Kendall Gill gets into that group, as we have one more round of dunks here in the first round.
Now, Kendall Gill loves to dunk with his left hand. He loves to take off and glide and dunk with his left hand. Let's see if he does that. The guy grew up watching Michael Jordan play for the Chicago Bulls. He's really mimicked him a lot.
This is the jam. Remember, you can replace a dunk in this if you miss. And there's Rex Chapman, his teammate, looking on. Kendall Gill would, as the standings would bump Rex Chapman out of that 4th place advancement going into the second dunk in the first round.
I sense he's a little nervous here. He's walking around a little jittery. He needs to get this one down just to calm himself.
Get a good grip on that ball.
When you get nervous, that ball gets real slick.
Here he goes with his replacement dunk. That's a pretty good one. We've seen some similar styles of that kind of dunk from Michael Jordan in the past. Now we have one more dunk in this round.
Now this to me is more finesse. You see, he's got the lean in, and then the hammer up over the top.
This was a safe dunk right here for Kendall Gill to get himself going, to get himself and keep himself in the competition. But he's going to have to come up with something spectacular to be able to get into the next round.
As you look at the judges on the sideline, Danny Roundfield, Bobby Jones, Julius Irving.
UB, I'm going to tell you what, I played for the Philadelphia 76ers And one year we had the greatest dunk line and warm-ups of all time. You had World B. Free and Darryl Dawkins and Julius Irving and George McGinnis. I mean, it was unbelievable. That's why I always shot layups. I mean, I had a fingertip dunk, and there's no way I was even going to attempt it. We had unbelievable dunkers on that team.
Only 40.1 for Kendall Gill. So going into the second round, Gill and Edwards are tied for 7th and 8th of the 8 competitors, both with 40.1. The top 4 are Kenny Smith, Dee Brown, Shawn Kemp, and Rex Chapman. Now, these scores do get added together for this round. Second dunk, first round, Kenny Smith.
See, I don't know how these guys go over and sit on the bench and not keep them getting stiff and then have to come out here and dunk. I guess that's you.
Kenny Smith with a power dunk, a reverse behind-the-head jam way above the rim.
I don't think he's going to get high numbers on that. I see that to be in the 44 maybe range, maybe 45 max. He's got to hope that that first dunk carried him.
Well, remember now, you see, this happens so quickly. You see, he brings it down through in the legs and then up over the top. But the judges have been very difficult, low scoring on this type of a dunk.
Right.
So Kenny Smith, the runner-up to Dominique Wilkins, who you saw just a moment ago on the sideline. 42.3, you're right, not a high score. After a 48.5 to start, now a 42.3 to give him a 90.8 total. The total of these 2 dunks will advance 4 of these competitors into the semifinals. Blue Edwards is up next.
Yeah, UB, I would have to think the strategy in this competition, obviously I'm not a dunker, but I would have to think that you would have to bring out the best dunk you have as your second dunk to try to get you into the next round.
Absolutely. Because Blue's first is a 40.1. He really needs a massive dunk.
Got good response from the crowd.
That's hard to do.
At East Carolina, in a team competition, Blue Edwards shattered the backboard there, said he won the contest because he was leading at the time he broke the backboard.
You know what, though, when you look at Blue Edwards, he's a very low-key player, okay? And as a result, he doesn't bring a lot of flair to it. You see this dunk, he does a lot of things.
There's the pump.
But he doesn't have a lot of flair. He's very low-key, and as a result, I don't think he's going to get high marks for what was a very good dunk.
And did not have, remember, he had only 40.1 on his first dunk, so he's going to need a lot here. Probably not enough. 44.2 the score for Blue Edwards. He is, by the way, the late invitee to this competition as he replaced Dominique Wilkins, who withdrew right before the competition. A total of 84.3.
Remember what they said? They said they want hang time. They want style.
Innovation.
Yeah. They want the creativity part.
Plus the little flair. I mean, don't underplay what Dee Brown did before the game. Play into the crowd.
Yes, that's right.
Otis Smith. Off the glass, power jam. Now, Otis Smith had 41.2, so he likewise is going to need up near a 50 to probably advance. Going to have very high scores. Probably won't get that high.
I feel this is just too conservative.
Absolutely, yes. You got to go for something spectacular, even if you miss it and you get a replacement dunk. But go for something here to really try to knock the socks off the judges.
Absolutely. So what if you miss?
You got to replace.
You got to replace.
Otis Smith gets a 41.8. So Blue Edwards, Otis Smith going to have trouble advancing. You look at Clyde Drexler, who entered the three-point contest this year. And now Rex Chapman.
You figure if Rex Chapman gets another 45, he's probably going to get into the next round. It looks like Shawn Kemp, Rex Chapman, Kenny Smith, and then probably Dee Brown are going to be the guys to advance if they just do anything here.
Oh, yes. That's the spectacular right there, the creativity.
That's right. Everyone's got the 10 up right now.
Danny Ainge liked it.
Yes, indeed.
Chapman had 45.5 in his first. In this hometown Charlotte crowd, they're on their feet. His NBA peers are on their feet.
NBA player row. Everyone's up with a 10. Look at this.
Being all the guards in the competition, I thought you were going to see more of this.
Yes. Look at that. He flipped it behind his back, over his head. Just that move alone was strong. Watch Danny Ainge's eyes. 49.7.
That's what you've got to do, though. You've got to come out with that second dunk, and you've got to go for it. Get yourself into the Final Four, and we'll see what happens.
Well, that'll almost certainly advance Rex Chapman. Keep this crowd into it, but here comes Shawn Kemp, a lot of people's favorite.
Magic Johnson was all excited over there because Rex his favorite. I saw him up with a high five on Rex Chapman.
It's going to get exciting now. It's going to get exciting now. This is great.
Going back to the launching
last year he did a lot of windmill.
Remember now, he gets a replacement dunk.
Now, see, he needs, right now, his first dunk was good. His first dunk was 47.6. So he wants to make sure he gets one down at about 43. If he gets to 43, he can get himself into the next round. So do a power dunk and get yourself into the next round,
And he's
Shawn.
changing, coming in from another angle.
Oh, yeah.
That's big.
That's good. Yes, indeed.
And you know what? That took a lot of confidence, because if he misses that, he might not advance.
Even on a miss, you can score as high as 8 points per judge, which would be as high as 40 points. But let's take a look at this. It's going to get a lot higher than that.
I appreciate the flip, but now the windmill. Look at this. There's your power.
That's big. Kemp and Chapman electrifying the crowd here in the second round. It's going to be up in the high 40s. You can about count on that. Kemp had 47.6 in the first round.
You know what's really great is to see these other great players get excited about the success of these other guys.
48.2 for Shawn Kemp for 95.8, and that puts him in first place ahead of Rex Chapman. Here is Kenny Williams. You look at John Sally.
Kenny Williams must grab the #1 dunk in his repertoire.
That's right. Bring
now.
it out right now, Kenny. Nothing to hold back.
That's a pretty good one, but maybe not enough after we've seen the Rex Chapman-Shawn Kemp display.
Really surprised at Kenny Williams. I thought he was going to have a little bit more repertoire there. That was for a dunk when he really had to show something. I mean, this is a very outstanding dunk, but he's not going to get the big numbers.
At 42.3 on his first, did Kenny Williams. As you take a look at the competitors on the sideline, and Brad Doherty over there on the far left. That's Kevin Johnson right in the middle with the light gray suit talking to the youngster. 44.6, better than the first time, but 86.9. That probably will not advance Kenny Williams to the Final Four. Here comes Dee Brown.
Dee Brown only needs 42 to move past that.
Right, Dee Brown had 48.2 in the first.
Look, he's got long arms,
Yes, he
big
does.
hands. Here he goes, pump it up again. What if he's got his catapult shoes on here?
A two-handed windmill reverse jam for Dee Brown. That's strong. A power dunk from a guard.
You have to appreciate that move for his size. Okay? Now that's a thunder dunk for a guy at 6'10".
Well, he's the same height as Bob Neal. Can you imagine Bob Neal doing it?
Appreciate it.
I'm dreaming. Leave me alone. Yes.
Man,
just landing would scare me.
He's only 6'1".
Look at that. That's unbelievable.
44.2. That's going to give 92.4, and that will put Dee Brown currently in third place. So it's Kemp, Chapman, Brown, and Kenny Smith with 90.8. So Kendall Gill has got to exceed 90.8.
He can't do it.
Just can't do
If he gets to 50, it's 90.1.
Right.
So he can't do it.
But I hope he gets off a good one.
Yeah, you'd like to see him here in front of his hometown crowd really do something well.
Unless he gets a 50.5. That's a pretty good one. No one's got a 50.5 this year.
I want to tell you something. You know, the first time you're in this competition, I don't think you can really perform the way you normally can, because there's a lot of nerves and there's a lot of pressure on Kendall Gill here. This is his home crowd to do something spectacular. You see the bounce and the dunk.
And Kendall Gill is certainly not going to advance. We're going to have Kemp, Chapman, Brown, and Smith. Kenny Smith, the old man of that group. So the youngsters are really showing their hands here in the 1991 dunking competition with Kemp and Chapman, Brown, and Kenny Smith. So Kendall Gill comes up with only 81. 40.9 on this dunk. So it's Kemp, Chapman, Brown, and Kenny Smith who are going to advance to the semifinals of the Gatorade Slam Dunk competition from Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte Coliseum, Charlotte, North Carolina, moving into the semifinals of the slam dunk competition. And here are the semifinalists. Sean Kemp with 95.8. Rex Chapman just under him. Dee Brown 92.4. Kenny Smith 90.8. But remember, throw those scores out now because the scoring is not cumulative. 2 dunks each in the semifinals. They can replace 1 dunk. Rex Chapman talking to Dominique. He told us right before the slam dunk competition that he had been talking to Rex Chapman about some of his dunks.
You know, last year he did the flip of the ball over his head, you know, catching it, dunking. He also did a lob, catching it one-handed, slam dunking. It'll be interesting to see how he steps up here.
Off the glass, bad bounce. Now he's checking with the judges to see if this is called a replacement dunk.
Is it? I don't guess he attempted it, right? So
that's right. One hand off the glass.
See, that's a spectacular dunk. I mean, you got timing, you got power, you got everything there.
Next up, Kenny Smith.
Here's the timing, the bounce off the glass.
Very difficult to catch the ball with one hand in this situation.
Again, he's a 1-foot takeoff jumper, so he's going to get his explosion off his left leg. That's his takeoff leg. The timing, beautiful dunk.
And a 48 for Rex Chapman. That's strong. The hometown favorite, but these folks also love Kenny Smith, all-time assist leader from the University of North Carolina. Kenny Smith, the runner-up last year to Dominique Wilkins, had a spectacular opening dunk.
Well, last year, you know, once he advanced to the semifinals and that, he did a lot of lobbing and catching the ball one-handed, two-handed, 360s in the air.
Another lob.
Oh, yes.
A full 360 on the catch and jam. That'll have to get big numbers.
Great timing.
Yes, it is. You know, appreciate the catch, then the 360.
He gets his steps together. You see him right now timing it up. He gets the ball at the height, takes it right to the basket. Beautiful dunk. Concentration. Look at him. The eyes focused right on the basketball.
Judges now completed their tabulation. Kenny Smith gets a 46-6. A little disappointed.
Yeah, tough judges over there.
That was a full spin in the air on the catch before the jam. Whoa. Well, like figure skating, judges are.
I guess if you want to argue, you can go argue with Maurice Lucas about the judging.
Maurice, my friend Doug, would like to chat.
Yeah, hey, Bob Neal's got here. He'd like to talk to you about your judging.
Sean Kemp now with his first dunk of the semifinals. Reverse jam for Sean Kemp. That's a big power. That backboard is still rattling. Our camera, our slam cam is beating on it.
How about he flipped it over his head first? It went behind his back, over his shoulder, and caught it.
How about the fact that he came up on the other side of the rim? Now remember, this is a flip over, and he catches it, comes up on the other side.
Sean Kemp, one of these two-footed power dunkers.
See, he's got style, too. You know, you see him out there, and he's playing to the crowd. You see him right now, and that's important.
48.3.
That's important.
So Chapman and Sean Kemp are really battling here. Kenny Smith only a 46-6 on his first one. Remember, the scores are not cumulative. This is the semifinal round. Only four dunkers.
Our judges are in a losing situation here.
And they're sitting right there, facing these guys, looking at them.
What's Dee Brown going to come with this time? He sees he's got 48, 48, and 46-6 ahead of him, so he knows he's got to come with something good. Look at this guy. He's not got 1 ounce of fat on his body. He's like just one muscle.
His first two, he's had a lot of poise.
That's a Dominique dunk. That's a Dominique dunk. That's Dominique. From the shoelace. That's a Dominique dunk.
So Magic and Dominique love it, but they're not the judges. Let's see what the judges think of it. I like it. How about it? Is that 48 or better?
I say it's 46 to 47.
I'll tell you why it might not get a high mark. Because they've been very consistent about this type of event.
49-6.
Oh, my.
There goes consistency. That's the highest point total of the night for Dee Brown and puts him in first place in the semifinal round. You heard Magic Johnson. That's a Dominique dunk. Rex Chapman with his second dunk of the semifinals.
That was a shot.
Yeah, that was.
Not the fact that it wasn't an outstanding dunk. The fact that the judges really stepped away from their consistency.
Come on, sexy Rexy.
All right, Rex.
He's going to do something spectacular here. He's at home. He knows he got to have something big time. Oh! Whoa!
He gets a replacement.
Pretty excited there.
But now he knows that this is his last shot.
Gotta go for it.
He's finding out if that's a miss.
You gotta go for it. You gotta go for it. You gotta go for it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you gotta go for it. You gotta go for it.
Go.
Gotta go for it.
Go.
You're hearing Dominique and Magic Johnson.
No tomorrow. No tomorrow.
He's teasing us.
Grab it and come up on it? Is that what he's going to do? Grab it and come up on it?
He's going to swing from our camera up there, and he's going to...
He had to move the camera up.
Come on, sexy.
Oh, it's big. Big bounce and a full spin to go to the reverse jam. Let's see what the judges think. They surprised us with their Dee Brown story.
That was difficult because he comes out from under the basket. Now just watch this now. He comes out, there is a possible right there.
Oh. How do you judge this? Look, these guys, every dunk is sensational. Look at this.
This is our Luma Cam shot, which we had to move up so he didn't jam it. Only a 46, a very disappointing 46. The crowd does not like that at all. A total of 94 points for Rex Chapman. Be tough to get him ahead of Brown or Kemp.
I think that he got a little scared off after he missed that first one and went for a little easier dunk. I thought maybe he should have went for it because he's at home. He got the crowd in his hand, and he probably would have made it. Now, everybody has to remember, I can't do any of these dunks, so I'm impressed by all of them.
Magic, that makes three of us over here.
In my dreams, I only wish I could do this. But it's sensational. Here comes Kenny right now.
Oh, you got one more. Go for it. You mind with it. Don't say it. Maybe you got to say it. You can't do that.
Well, Kenny Smith needs about a 49 on this dunk because he's looking at guys that's got 48-3, 49-6 ahead of him, so he needs to throw up about a 49 here.
Well, last year at this time, he did the lob with the catch two-handed or one-handed.
The double clutch jam, but I'll bet it does not get enough.
Well, you know, I thought Rex Chapman's dunk before that was a little more spectacular. He got a 46, so if they're consistent, you're going to look somewhere between 45 and 46 on that dunk.
All the way down to his knees and back. Or the reverse for Kenny Smith. He finished second to Dominique Wilkins last year. Kenny Smith sitting there beside Kevin Johnson on the right. A 41.3, a very low score for Kenny Smith. You see the hurt on his face, 87.9 his total, and that certainly will not advance him to the championship. Looking very much like Kemp and Brown.
Well, there's some pressure right here.
Yeah.
Pressure on Kemp and pressure on Dee Brown.
windmill jam from Sean Kemp. It'll be hard to beat that.
Yeah, you like that, Dominique? You like that. I know that. I know that. I tell you, it's something over here. Huh? No, it's nasty. That's vintage playground basketball right there. Yes, sir.
Sean Kemp, the youngest player of the NBA, with that windmill jam.
You know tomorrow everybody on the playground is going to be trying it. They'll be in the YMCA breaking their ankle trying to do the Sean Kemp dunk.
47.3 for Sean Kemp. That gives him a total in this round of 95.6. Rex Chapman has 94. So to advance, Dee Brown will have to have a cumulative score of better than 94. Dee Brown had a 49.6 on his first one.
All right, here comes Dee Brown.
Needs a better than 44.5 right in that ballpark.
Uh-oh, he's going to his pump up. He's pumping it up. I kind of like that, though. You taught him that showmanship, didn't you? Showmanship. Oh!
Now he gets a replacement. He was going off the glass, back into the jam. John Sally looking out along with Cliff Livingston.
I wonder if Kenny Smith's last low score scared him a little bit, knowing what he needs.
Needs a 44.5 to get past Chapman. This is his final attempt.
Oh, yes.
Mercy.
Yes, did he bring that one?
No.
That was from his ankles.
Man. Come on. If any 50 come out, that's the one right there tonight.
Well, let's see if they're right.
Nobody say.
Is it a 50?
Give him 50 all day. All day. Oh, my goodness. Everybody don't know how little that man is. That's a little man. What is between his legs?
You have a little hang time with that.
Everybody at home, don't try that. Please don't try
Try
that.
this. These are
You might get a
professionals.
hernia or something. That is unbelievable.
The voices of Magic Johnson and Dominique Wilkins. They're impressed. Let's see if the judges are equally impressed. A 48.4. That will move Dee Brown into the championship round. He needed only a 44.5, so Brown ends up with a cumulative 98. Kemp with a 95.6. Chapman gets eliminated, and it'll be Brown and Kemp in the dunk-off for the championship in the final round coming up right after this. Along with the voices of Magic Johnson and Dominique Wilkins, Hubie Brown, Doug Collins, this is Bob Neal in Charlotte. We're going into the finals now of the Gatorade Slam Dunk. It's been exciting this year. I think some more creativity shown this year overall than we saw certainly last year. Dee Brown and Sean Kemp. Dee Brown is 22 years old, a rookie. Sean Kemp is in his second year, but only 21 years old. Youngest player in the NBA. Rex Chapman, Kenny Smith get eliminated. So it's Brown and Kemp going into the finals. Now, before you go to the finals, we have a coin toss at the center of the floor. And the coin toss was won by Dee Brown, who elected to go second. And that means Sean Kemp will go first. And Magic Johnson and Dominique Wilkins on the far side over there, you fellas are the stars of today in the NBA. And for this league to continue flourishing as it is, there have to be new faces. We're seeing them emerging here in 1991. Sean Kemp.
The dunk contest one time, and the other ones I knew. You see Dee Brown, outstanding. Sean Kemp is going to be one of the superstars in this league in the years to come. But this is exciting for all fans because you haven't seen any of these guys before, so you're getting a new breed of guys. Uh-oh, we're getting started.
Kemp.
Uh-oh.
This is, remember now, 3 dunks in this one. The 2 highest scores will count, and you get a replacement dunk. So this will be Sean Kemp's replacement dunk.
Now he's coming from out of bounds. He's about 6 feet out of bounds.
That ball bounced behind the backboard. He grabbed it and jammed it. Let's see how it scores.
Now catch it. See, he's out of bounds by about 6 feet.
Oh. Sean Kemp and Dee Brown. Now, Sean Kemp, only 21 years old, youngest player in the NBA. Dee Brown, a rookie out of Jacksonville with Boston, is about to go next. Sean Kemp it's interesting here. We've got the big power, and we've got the finesse and style and creativity of the 6'1" Dee Brown, and only a 44.3. These are the finals. Remember, the previous scores do not carry forward.
First up, final round coming up for Dee Brown.
Oh, getting a little help here.
Oh, no, he's not. Oh.
Dee Brown is resting the ball on the back of the backboard with help from Dennis Scott and Cliff Levingston.
I love it. I love it.
Now, this is what you would expect to see in the finals of a dunking contest.
Bring it all out.
Yeah.
All right.
He is probably the most polished here, and this is his first time. I think he's going to dunk one and then grab the other one and dunk it, I guess. Here we go. Dee Brown in the house. Oh!
He didn't get that done, but he gets a replacement.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, you got to go for it. I mean, that's a spectacular dunk. That's creativity. You get the numbers. If not, you throw that one out.
Hey, go for it all.
And he has showed us how difficult it is. That will be a replacement dunk. You get one replacement dunk. But in the finals, you know, you get 3 dunks. Only the best 2 scores will count. So Sean Kemp with that 44 and change on the first one, that will be thrown out if he exceeds that in his others. So here comes Dee Brown. This is a replacement dunk.
He's not a rookie, though. He's not a rookie. He's a veteran. That's right. He knows what he's doing.
I find it interesting on his move of how he gets that hand back to get the ball.
I think he should try to dunk this first ball with his left hand and then grab it with his right.
Right.
You got it.
Right there you go.
You got him.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got the left dunk and bring it down with the right. It's easy for us here at ground level to create all these things.
And listen, I played if I touched the net.
Boy.
I was the total expert.
Now, let's see what the judges will think about it. Here it is.
Oh, man.
See, really, the dunk was not clean. That was the ball hit the rim. That was creative. You got to give the young man credit.
Absolutely. 48.1, and I think deservedly so, for the attempt. Remember, 3 dunks. He's already had his replacement now. So he'll have 2 more. Only the best 2 count for the championship.
Well, you got to figure he's +4 right now, so he's sitting pretty good. Although Kemp can throw that first one out.
Kemp has moved about 95 feet away. He is at the far end of the court.
He is down there. Okay.
Often we've seen the Dr. J's and the Michael Jordans on this kind of approach leave from the free throw line.
Now,
that's the kind
last year he did this. He ran up and he took off, but he was inside of the foul line. He did it with the one hand.
So whoever wins this, we're going to match him up against Super Hugo from the Hornets.
Yeah, there you go. Kidding. A double clutch with a one hand, leaving from just inside the free throw line.
Now, see, it's important for him to get a good number on this because he's got a 44, which is a low number already. So if he has to keep that 44, he's going to be in trouble.
I see he'll make the catch with the one hand and bring it back and then up again.
There it is. That's spectacular. You're talking about a guy 6'10 and a half. Look at him gracefully. Look at that. Look at his leg extending behind him. That's beautiful.
And he gets a 48.
That's good. That was a good dunk.
Sean Kemp wanted more, but remember, the highest score of the night's been a 49-6. These judges have awarded no 50.
Now, when he did it originally, watching without the replay, you missed him bringing the ball back over his shoulder.
And also his trail leg curling up behind him like a high hurdler. Now, see, Dee Brown actually right now has a .1 lead over Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp at 48, Brown at 48.1. So he's actually 1/10 ahead now going into the second dunk.
Oh, boy. Good lob, and and a full turn before the jam. Magic and Dominique liking it, as are their peers sitting to their left. They're the judges, George Gervin, Denny Roundfield, Bobby Jones.
Let's go back here now to Kenny Smith. Same type of the dunk. Dee Brown a little bit higher. The elevation is a little bit better. And, you know, they were consistent below that 44.
Dennis Scott, Cliff Livingston looking at that. 46.4. Disappointing number for Dee Brown. Second dunk. 3 dunks in the finals. Dee Brown's already had his replacement. But remember, only the top 2 scores will be added up. The lowest score will be ultimately thrown out.
You got to come with the most unbelievable one you got. I don't think that was it.
Sean Kemp threw that one under his arm. You heard Magic Johnson say he didn't think that was it.
I think he had to go to his the one that is the most unbelievable one, and I don't think that was it. I think Dee Brown has shown more creativity trying to run on the basket, and I think that he's got it won right now because of that dunk right there. Plus, you must understand that the judges all used to dunk themselves, so that's why the scores have been low.
If he doesn't get a 46-4 there, he's already lost.
Yeah.
He gets a 45.7.
So Dee Brown has already got 46-4 and 48-1. He's actually already the winner because Kemp throws out the 44, if my math is correct.
All he had to do is
Your math is correct.
He wins.
Remember, 3 dunks. The lowest score gets tossed out. The best 2 count.
Oh, okay. So it's over.
Dee Brown about to put the icing on the cake. His 3rd dunk. No replacement coming, though. Had a replacement earlier. Swaps ball. We'll see how far away he is. Oh, my. That's the cherry on the sundae. Sean Kemp knows it. Everybody knows it. Dee Brown, 22-year-old rookie.
Oh, man.
Watch him hide his eyes.
The blind dunk. He's got the Johnny Mose. Pull the plug, let's go home. Turn it out.
The no-look dunk.
He's been watching the champions. He's polished already.
I tell you, Johnny Mose, the former Celtic announcer, would have been proud of him, like to call that one.
So Dee Brown electrifies the crowd and is the beginning of a new order here in the NBA. Oh, my. 49.6 on that 3rd dunk. That ties for the highest point total of the night. It is the clear-cut winner. Sean Kemp agreed. Magic Johnson, the defending champion, Dominique Wilkins agreed. And Dee Brown is going to get the trophy and $20,000 at 6-1 wins the Slam Dunk Championship. We'll be right back to Charlotte. From Charlotte Coliseum, the crowd's starting to leave here, but most are waiting to take a look at Dee Brown, who's about to get his check and his trophy, the winner of the Gatorade Slam Dunk competition. And now the award presentation about to be made. Dee Brown, the rookie, who has revitalized the Boston Celtics running game with his quickness and his great leaping ability, as you saw here, with his hands as big as those of some like Dominique Wilkins, like Julius Erving, like some other great players before him, with his great hands and his incredible leaping ability. 7 dunks, 5 of them 48.1 or better. So it was a clear case of Dee Brown winning this championship.
Well, he was the creator tonight. Of the top 9 dunks, he had 5 of the top dunks. So he was the creator, and he's the guy who, I think, captured the crowd as much as anyone.
Not only did he capture the crowd, he